Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this September 17th regular meeting of the Zion City Council to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Here.
Commissioner Holmes?
Here.
Commissioner Fisher?
Here.
Commissioner Frierson?
Here.
Mayor McKinney?
Here. Item number 3 is Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Bremner, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Please join me in pledging allegiance to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Next item, we have Dave Leopold from Faith Homes is going to offer us prayer this evening. Dave Adams from New Song Ministry was going to offer prayer for us this evening, but he was rushed to the hospital, so can we keep him in our thoughts and prayers? And Commissioner McDowell, I know, will let us know what's happening with Pastor Adams, who has been very active in our community, in the church and in our community, helping our residents. So let's keep him and his family in our thoughts and prayers this evening. And
Heavenly Father, we do ask you for Pastor Dave and Nina and their whole family at this time. Lord, be with them tonight. Take care of them and help them to sense your presence and your grace. Father, I just want to give you thanks, Lord, for your mercies to us here in Zion, for your mercies to our nation, for a long, long time, many years, Lord. Thank you that we are still here and that we are still free. And Lord, I pray for all the men and women that represent the different departments of leadership in Zion that are here tonight. And I ask that you will give them, each one of them, great grace and great wisdom to do their jobs, Lord, and to add to the city what they have to give. And thank you for each one of them and the sacrifices that they have made. We pray also, Father, for your help in our schools as they're beginning. And we ask for your presence in our schools, especially in the high school. Lord, help them. We pray that you would keep down violence, Lord, of every kind. We ask that you would help the teachers and the administrators, Lord, and that you would walk, because we're asking you, Lord, that you would walk in those hallways and protect and help and give grace, Lord. And Heavenly Father, I also pray tonight that you would help us through this election period that we are in, Lord, and that you would keep us from violence. Lord, help us. Just get us through as a nation. And help us, Lord, to be compassionate for one another and towards those that maybe we don't agree with. But help us, Lord, to look past those things and to be compassionate toward one another. Help us in our nation, Lord, and get us through this time. We ask and we thank you. In Jesus' name.
amen. Pastor Leopold, thank you so much for those words. I'd also like to offer a moment of silence. We didn't have a city council meeting at that time for the families and the victims of 9/11. And that happened before some of you young ladies were born. I can remember being in Seattle the day that happened and thinking that it was something out of a movie. And there were a lot of people, how our country was affected, the people in New York. So I'd like us to offer a moment of silence for that, as well as for one of my good friends and our city attorney's good friends. Ken Peterson was the mayor of Steger from since 2013. He unexpectedly passed away today. Was not feeling well, just felt lightheaded, went to his car, and an hour later his wife found him. Life is so fragile. As we think about the things that we encounter every day, I think sometimes we take our lives for granted. And just everyone here, my words, and one of the things I try to live by is just live every moment as if you're last. Treat people the way that you want it to be treated. Treat them fairly. And when I listen to the Pledge of Allegiance, justice for all, and us staying united is very crucial at this time in our country's history. So if we could have a moment of silence, I'd much appreciate it. Thank you very much. Item number 4, are there any agenda changes by any of the commissioners? If not, is there a motion to accept the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Motion by Frierson.
Second.
Second by McDowell. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Holmes?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries. Now at this time, item number 5, we have a special presentation from Sonalita Bronson. It is the awards for the Zion Benton Labor Day Parade, which was another smashing success here in Zion. So Sonalita, if you'd step forward.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Commissioners. On behalf of the Special Events Committee, I would like to thank the Council for their support for the Zion Benton Labor Day Parade. I would also like to express a huge thank you to the Zion Police Department, Zion Fire and Rescue, our fabulous ESDA team, the Zion Park District, and all of the volunteers that made this parade such a huge success. I would like to send a very special thank you to Roger Whitmore and Larry Stevens for serving as comedic commentators during the parade. If you were within earshot of those two, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Our theme this year was Zinnias on Parade. We chose this theme because, like the zinnia flower, our community is made up of amazing humans that come in an exceptional variety of sizes, shapes, and beautiful hues. This year, we had 54 parade entries who embraced this theme, and tonight, we would like to acknowledge 4 of them who really gave it their all. So first, we would like to acknowledge the Zion Benton Township and Empower You for having one of the best efforts of parade entry. And here's a great thing about that. They actually did this fabulous collab where Empower You and the Zion Township worked together because they both had zinnia flowers. They both were showing such great pictures. And so we just said, you know what, let's put you guys together, and it was just beautiful. So if there's a representative from Zion Township and Empower You, if you guys could come up.
Maybe you want to stand in the middle.
I'm not photobombing this.
Next, and we're going to take a full picture at the end of this, okay? Next, for the most beautiful parade entry, we would like to acknowledge Miss Cornerstone, Illinois. We have to teach us the pageant wave, okay? For having the most original parade entry, we would like to acknowledge Christ Community Church. Stand next to the Queens. For the overall best parade entry, the IBEW Local 150 was chosen for this award, but they are not here tonight. So on behalf of them, I would gladly accept this award. Thank you very much. And last but not least, we were so proud to acknowledge one of our businesses who has actually been in Zion for almost 100 years, or 100 years this year. We made this group the grand marshal of our parade, and we would like to acknowledge IUP General Feed Store. Wherever we get, come over here. Give me this. If the mayor, if the council can come.
Broke my camera, I did myself.
No.
Your IBEW.
No.
You guys will wait, Mayor?
All right, I'm not vice chair.
Okay.
Read my mind, sir.
Commissioner Holmes?
Get in there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There you
They
go.
want to be in there, Mayor? Or the lawyer?
He's not here.
You guys did your pictures and get out of your way.
Got it.
You got your picture, say got it.
And Aaron, she's getting with this camera. She's getting-
Awesome. Let's give all of our winners another hand. You guys can take your seats. Thank you so much. And again, thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Commissioners, for supporting the staff for the Labor Day Parade. We're excited to see what 2025 is going to bring.
Oh, yeah.
You need to-
Okay, nice.
Right away.
All right, we'll move on to item number 6, which is citizens' comments. And I see that we have a couple people on the citizens' comments that are new, so I'll read the procedure for public comments at city council meetings.
We gotta do some, close it, just leave it after.
The opportunity to speak to the council is provided for members of the public who have a comment to make about the business of the city. The city council appreciates hearing from stakeholders and values your thoughts and questions. The council strives to make the best decisions for the city, and public input is very helpful. The city must protect the civility and decorum of this meeting. It is unlawful for any person to disturb or interrupt a meeting of the city council. Please be respectful for the duties of the city council and the democratic process in your comments tonight. Please state your name, address, and address your comments to the council. Please limit your comments to no more than 3 minutes. Please be factual and courteous, and the council requests that you not make statements that are personally disrespectful or condescending to members of the council or staff. To the extent multiple speakers are addressing a single issue, the chair reserves the right to limit the number of speakers making public comment of a repetitive nature and/or limit the amount of time for public comment. The city council does not respond to comments or attempt to answer questions during the public comment period, but those questions will be answered at some point after the meeting or during departmental commentary or with future meetings with one of the staff members. Mary Lou Hildebrand.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Commissioners. During the month of August, your resident volunteers gave 202.5 hours of service for a value to the city of $6,871. We assisted at the ZBTHS Back to School Bash. We assisted the police department at an accident and with equipment for various block parties. We performed the monthly siren test and assisted the fire department with rehab for a water rescue. We did traffic for runner safety for the 5K run. participated in honor flight escort, as well as numerous tasks for maintaining the center and our vehicles. We are looking for volunteers who wish to help our city to continue to grow better. If you are interested in being one of these people, please fill out an application on the city website or call the ESDA Center at 847-872-5511 and leave your information and we will contact you. Thank you for your continued support.
All right, thank you, Mary Lou. And as always, ESTA has been busier than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Thank you for your service. Speaker number 2, I believe, is Ernest. I can't read the last name.
Oh, Mr. Chair, I just said if needed. I'm with McDonald's, so I just signed in if needed some comments.
Okay, and the other person is, I think it's Brian?
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, you're, okay, so, okay, so you don't have any comments, just, okay, all right. Thank you for being here, and we'll get to your matter here later in the city council meeting. All right. Item number 7 is consent agenda.
Approval of minutes of the regular meeting held on September 3rd, 2024 at 7:05 p.m. Approval but not release of closed session minutes of a meeting held on September 3rd, 2024 at 7:48 p.m.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved. Second.
Motion by McDowell and second by Frierson. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Holmes?
Abstain.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries.
Bills, vouchers 146748 through 146824, drawn on Huntington National Bank, total $371,343.10.
Is there a motion to approve the bills?
I will move to approve the bills.
Motion by Fisher,
Second.
second by McDowell. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Holmes?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries. Item number 8, consider passing ordinance as follows. A, amending the Zion Municipal Code regarding compensation for elected officials per city attorney.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Zion City Code section that establishes the compensation levels for commissioners has expired. Therefore, we need to pass a new ordinance to amend the code to establish a new salaries for those commissioners. We have that is attached, and we would ask that you look favorably upon this ordinance for approval.
All right, is there a motion to amend the Zion Municipal Code regarding the compensation for elected officials?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Fisher.
Second.
Second by Holmes. Questions or comments from the,
Just a comment. I think I'm correct in this, that any increase in the salary of a commissioner is not in force for currently elected officials.
That's
That would be for the next election.
It would be for the next election, and then the next cycle would then matriculate up.
Yeah.
It's an excellent point, Commissioner. I'm sorry I omitted it. It is unconstitutional to raise your own salary or compensation levels during your term.
Thank you.
So thank you for that clarification.
all right. Any additional questions or comments for our city attorney? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Holmes?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries. Item number 8B, authorizing the conveyance of or disposition of certain real property located within the redevelopment project area, 3318 Sheridan Road, per Administrator Nabel.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. We have an agreement in here to convey property to MJR Real Estate Holding Company LLC. The property at 3318 Sheridan Road, which is the old Tui lumber property next to Popeyes there. With the plan for development that's in line with our comprehensive plan and retail corridor. We acquired it with TIF funds to use for incentive purposes. So that's why the property being conveyed at $1 to incentivize the development of that land.
All right, Zeb, is there a motion?
I'll move to approve this ordinance authorizing the conveyance of disposition of certain real property located within a redevelopment project area for the city of Zion at 3318 Sheridan Road.
Motion by Fisher,
Second?
second by McDowell. Questions or comment? Administrator Nabel, not to put you on the spot, but is this the secret property that you've been keeping away from me a little bit?
We do not have permission from the tenants there to divulge the name,
Yes.
so we hope to
We're-
have
We're looking
good
forward to it.
announcements soon.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, okay.
And then we have some new faces here tonight, so can you talk about the goal of TIF and why it's a good idea for the city to
Sure.
go with this property?
So if you've heard TIF, it stands for Tax Increment Financing. I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail on it because it can get real complicated real fast. But basically what the state statute for TIF allows us to look at areas that are underdeveloped or undervalued. And what they do is they freeze the values of those properties at the time you establish the TIF within that boundary. And then as property values go up or as development comes in, the property taxes, the incremental property taxes, that's where the increment part comes in, over what was frozen, goes into this pot of funds to basically reinvest into that area to incentivize development. We had TIF 1, which was right down here from 25th to like 31st Street on Sheridan Road, was our first TIF. When that closed, the property value during that TIF superseded the normal property values by almost 140%. So it was a very successful TIF to grow the tax base for the community, bring jobs in, sales tax revenues for the city, but we use that to kind of reinvest back into the community.
And this TIF has since closed, but we were able to do a lot of infrastructure and other projects.
Yeah, all the infrastructure down by Culver's, going back to the residential behind the streets, and then the new infrastructure that went in next to the Popeyes, and then the widening of Colgate and upsizing of a lot of the sanitary and water lines was all done with those funds. We did that right at the end of the TIF so that you have new infrastructure to the area, which is attractive to developers down the road.
Thank you.
In addition, I might ask, it's my understanding that it also helps us compete with businesses from going across the state line.
It does. Being on the Wisconsin border is very difficult for us. It's difficult for Indiana as well. Any communities that are right on those borders, it's very difficult to do business in Illinois. And we have high property taxes as well, but we're able to try and utilize this to offset that and grow that base, and then kind of stand on our own feet to be competitive and level the playing field a bit.
All right. Any additional questions, comments? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Holmes?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Mayor King?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 9, discussion, authorization, and approval. 9A, consider zoning docket 24Z-18, an ordinance requesting a special use permit from section 70-182-2 of the Zion Municipal Code to install an electronic message board for the McDonald's Road sign per Director Ianson. Planning and Zoning Commission recommends approval, and I can already taste that sweet tea and fries from McDonald's.
Thank you, Your Honor. Identity Services LLC is seeking a special use permit from section 70-128-2 of the Zion Municipal Code to install electronic message board for the McDonald's Road site, which will be located on Illinois Route 173. At the April 5th, 2024 Planning and Zoning Commission, we recommend to approve the special use permit.
All right, is there a motion?
So move.
Second.
Motion by Frierson, second by Holmes. Questions or comments? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Holmes?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Mayor King?
Aye, motion carries 5-0.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and welcome to Zion. Item number,
Happy to be here, thank you.
can't wait to taste those fries and sweet tea.
I'm always,
All right,
I'm all locked over. I'm the owner operator, I'm running the sushi.
okay, nice to meet you too.
Pleasure, thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
Item number 9B, considering zoning docket 24Z19, an ordinance requesting a special use permit from section 10260 of the Zion Municipal Code to operate an animal hospital per Director Einstein. Planning and Zoning Commission recommends approval.
Thank you, Your Honor. RWE Planning and Design is seeking special use permit in section 102-65 of the Zion Municipal Code to operate an animal hospital. They are operating under special use permit at their current location at 4527 Route 173. They're interested in building a new facility located in the vacant parcel in the northeast corner of the same property. At the September 5th, 2024 Planning and Zoning Commission recommends approval of special use permit.
Okay, is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Frierson,
Second?
second by McDowell to approve this special use permit. Any questions or comments?
I guess the only comment is this is another example of a good use of TIF in terms of an existing business has been able to grow and expand within Zion. So glad to have people that feel like they can expand their business and find a home here and continue to grow.
All right. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Holmes?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 9C, discussion and possible final action regarding a proposal of seller financing for the acquisition of real property, Trumpet Park, approximately 75 acres per city attorney, Mr. James Vasselli.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. As you're all aware, the city is a contract for the purchase of real property for the North Shore Water Reclamation District, North Shore Sanitary District. This contract requires seller to finance the purchase by the city using the word shall to indicate the mandatory nature of the financing. After a public meeting on Wednesday and an internal meeting with staff and myself and Mr. Nable's counterparts and Ms. Bronson was there as well. North Shore Water Reclamation District is requiring that the city, one, prepare financing terms and submit the same for seller financing, and two, agree to pay and in fact pay an amount of approximately $1.8 million owed for the acquisition of the roadways in Trumpet Park. We at this time seek your approval to make the payment, which is in fact owed, and propose the financing terms, which is an exhibit to the document which is before you today. Please do note that this is probably the third time that we have come back for this approval, but it was the request of the North Shore Water Reclamation District, the North Shore Sanitary District, that we do make this overture to them to provide terms for the financing of the acquisition. Mr. Nable and I have worked on this extensively over the last 96 hours to present this to you today.
All right, is there a motion?
I'll move to approve this ordinance authorizing proposed terms to a real estate sale contract and related acts to close on certain real property located within a redevelopment project area for the city of Zion, Illinois, North Shore Water Reclamation District property, Trumpet Park.
Motion by Fisher.
Second.
Second by Holmes. Questions or comments?
This will finally put an end to this, correct?
So, that's an excellent
We're
question.
going to finally close on this property.
So we are,
Finish this.
that's an excellent question.
Yes.
An excellent statement. I will take it rather than defer to my counterpart and friend over there. This is just for the proposing of the seller's terms. So I cannot tell you that this is a definite financing. Lawyers hate and are afraid of certainty at all instances. We do owe the $1.8 million. There's no question about that. And they said that if we do want them to finance, we do need to propose terms of said financing.
Right.
So we wanted to take it to the board because there was some, how should I say, back and forth about whether we would be genuine about our proposal for financing. Let's put it politely. So that's where we're at. Now, there was a discussion between myself, Mr. Nable, Mr. Miller, right, and Attorney Jackson about whether they had an obligation to finance. And let's just say someone said that the word shall does not mean mandatory language, but I believe that it does. I think that other people in the city staff believe that it does as well. So, again, this is our proposal. We have to take it to them. We will take it to them and deliver to them the other 2 ordinances that we did pass to go forward with this, and another copy of the wind down agreement that we gave them, and the survey on this, in an effort to ensure that we can come to an agreement for closing.
Great.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, great question, and thank Administrator Nabo, City Attorney Vasselli, and everyone involved that has been going through this process. This has been going on, it seems like, for a couple of years now. We've had to make a couple of trips down to several of their board meetings to try to get this item closed so we can bring another business in to town. And sometimes this almost seems like the gestation period of an elephant in getting this done. So thank everyone for their patience and professionalism during this process. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Commissioner McDowell?
Aye.
Commissioner Holmes?
Aye.
Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye, motion carries 5-0. Item number 10 is departmental commentaries. Director Ianson.
Thank you, Your Honor. Believe it or not, I'm already starting to get calls how to get rid of your leaves. And it's just like any other yard waste, you bag them up in your brown craft bags or put them in your yard waste container and set them out in your normal yard waste. There's no leaf pickup and you cannot burn leaves, but you can dispose of the regular yard waste.
And the, for disposal of yard waste, that goes through what period of time?
April 1st and November 1st.
April 1st to November 1st, and all of this information is also on our website. Okay, thank you.
I was going to say, Director Einstein, have we had any discussions about extensions already? I know with these late leaves falling, sometimes it pushes into November.
I have not had that discussion a lot of times. Thank you, indicate that with Director Roberts.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, we had that one year where the leaves fell, we had some rain and the leaves fell a little later, so I know we will adjust accordingly, as we always seem to do. So thank you for that. Director Ianson, Director Roberts, good to see you tonight. It's better to be not seen and not heard, Director Roberts. I get a chance to bust his chops. He's always busting my chops, so no response tonight, huh? I'm being a little quiet over there. I'll teach you a thing or two. All right. Chief Barton.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. So several weeks back, I presented some information that kind of covered the traffic grant and enforcement grant that we received. I'm happy to announce that the state has selected us again as an awardee for an additional grant. I don't know if it's based on the performance of the other grant, but it will be in line with the last grant in the traffic enforcement manner. But this one is a year-long program, and it is highlighting several of our more alcohol-heavy holidays. So we're going to be pursuing DUI enforcement, speed, and dangerous driving enforcement as well during this time. But I'm happy to announce that I don't have the dollar amount figures yet from the state, but I think it is a good program. Bless you. You okay?
Yeah.
It is a good program, and I'm happy to announce that we've been selected for that grant. So we'll be enforcing some additional special DUI enforcement down the road.
All right, thank you, Chief Barton. I think at one of the last meetings I was talking about a sign that I used to see driving into Wisconsin when I was in high school. And the sign on the highway, it says, "Wisconsin arrest drunk drivers and speeders." And it seemed like it was a huge deterrent at that time for anyone that had those inclinations. So Ray is not here tonight, so in the ghost of Ray, maybe we'll talk to him about getting those signs up in Zion at some point too, if the cost isn't too prohibitive.
He might have said that was a long, long time ago.
Yeah. That it was. That it was. You're next. All right. I can't get one unscathed tonight, can I? All right. Administrator
You had me
Nabel.
here. I have some notes from Ray to share on to you. So dear honorable and elderly mayor. He did not say that. He wanted me to share that the 2024 road program started on 31st and Lebanon. The curb removal and replacement has begun as well, and that the pavement grinding in that area is scheduled to start the first week of October. Additionally, the contract HMA patching program, those are the larger scale patches that we can't do in-house, is scheduled to start Thursday at various locations throughout the city. So they have a map of what they're doing on that. Also, some more good news that I can't watch Ray get red, giving him kudos here, but just before this meeting, we got notice from the Lake County Council of Mayors that we were approved for their 2025 road program grant. So it's just shy of $1 million, and it's like 100% funded, so there's not even a matching provision on this. We have to pay the engineering up front, but we get reimbursed that on the end. But it's about $980,000 of road program that we'll be able to do that's 100% funded. And this is the SDP and the FAU grants that come up every couple of years that Ray and Ben and the staff over there go to the meetings and vote and push and make sure we have a voice. So they've done great things with grant funding and making a dollar stretch to get our infrastructure addressed.
Yeah, we've been making the eagle scream on the dollars that we've been stretching over the years. And it's, I talked about this prior to coming into being a mayor about being able to secure grants, and congratulations and thanks to all the work for all the department heads and everyone that's worked with our elected officials that have worked with us to bring grant dollars into our community to help us. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of being out and politicking or networking, building relationships. And the people of our elected officials have worked closely with us and have seen that Zion has been overlooked over the years. And we've made a concerted effort as a staff and as administration to reach out to those people, and it's been paying big dividends for us and our residents. So again, thanks to everyone for their efforts in reaching out to elected officials and being on different boards and committees and commissions that have allowed us to bring in money to, whether it's improve our roads or also to demolish buildings that we have in town that have been unsightly for years. So thank you. Commissioner McDowell.
Mayor, thank you so much. At the start of our meeting, you asked for a moment of silence for those that have passed in 9/11 and some other tragedies that we've experienced. I think you mentioned, I don't know if he's a friend of yours, but Tito Jackson passed away.
Yes.
Yeah, at least you know his music.
Yes.
And then it was just a little troubling to me to hear that my friend from high school and my college roommate, Dave Adams, was rushed to the hospital. And it just made me think of, from my faith tradition, when Jesus announced to his disciples that he was going to Jerusalem, he would be arrested, suffer, and die. The disciples were noticeably troubled. And then he said these famous words, "Let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. I'm going to prepare a place for you." And their destinies were secure. And that's something that brings us hope when we know that our destinies are secure. So those are my comments for tonight.
Thank you, Commissioner McDowell.
Thank you.
Commissioner Frierson.
I'll send my condolences out as well, just to put a fine point on that. And then also on behalf of the coalition, we are still hosting movies on Friday nights. Just another example of, trying to make events that are free and family friendly for folks to come out and enjoy themselves. It's also an example of collaboration. We pull in some staff from CCC as well as the American Legion. The township, and so again, just a lot of the things that we do, it requires collaboration. That's one of the big things with the Coalition for Healthy Communities, and something that we'll continue to strive so we can bring things that benefit the community in a meaningful way. So our showing this week will be Inside Out 2. So for those that haven't seen it, it's another kind of kid play on mental health, something that has also been a focus, particularly since, post-COVID and a lot of the other things that have happened since that time. So mental health is not always a negative connotation. There are some healthy ways and coping skills that people can use. So we like to talk about it, in a full spectrum, so that people understand that it's not a negative thing or an indictment, but it's something that we need to be cognizant of and take care of. So, thank you.
All right, thank you. Commissioner Holmes?
Nothing for me tonight, Mayor.
All right, good to see you.
You too.
Commissioner Fisher?
Just another reminder, as it was mentioned earlier in the meeting, it is election season. If you have not checked your registration status, you can do that at lakecounty.gov. The clerk's office has a voter power link, and you can look up and make sure that you're registered to vote. So I would encourage you to do that just to make sure. So that's all I have to add tonight.
All right, just to echo Commissioner Frierson's sentiments about the Coalition of Healthy Communities when he talks about collaboration, all of the different entities and taxing bodies within the city work with the coalition, and we have meetings on Fridays very early. The school, the library, and the park district, and when I think about the library and the park district, the amazing things that have gone on in the Zion Park District this summer. If you haven't seen Shiloh Park, please take some time to go there. What Eric Bradley, the executive director, has done over there and his staff, it's absolutely amazing. And it's been so good to see people getting out and enjoying our parks once again. And I think that contributes to the betterment of everyone's mental health. When I look back to the 4th of July weekend and saw Emus in the park district just packed with people wanting to see the fireworks and just enjoy being out in the concerts in the park, it's been really nice to see. It reminds me, of course, of design that I grew up in, and as Ray Roberts would say, was back during the horse and carriage days, but I'm still around and still enjoying this beautiful city that sometimes I think we take for granted. And one of the comments I had at the prayer breakfast that I made was, sometimes when you live in a city, it's like looking at your yard, and I'm guilty of this myself. Instead of looking at how beautiful my yard looks, I see all the weeds. And I'm out there during the week picking the weeds and trying to get rid of them. But there's days you have to just enjoy the greenery. And when we look at our city, there's been so many good things that are happening here. The park district, the libraries, our schools, the roads, the businesses that are coming here. The home ownership, which has changed over the last 5 years. When I took over as mayor, 40% of the residents own their homes. That means 60% were rentals. Nothing wrong with rentals, but if you want a healthy community and a safe community, home ownership adds up to those things. It's turned around. Now there's 60% of our residents here own their homes, 40% rentals, and in healthy communities it's 27 to 33%. So we're getting there. A lot of efforts. Our police department, crime has gone down. At one point it was double digits. We were talking about 10%. And I won't use the word because I can see.
I hope you feel the daggers.
I feel the daggers. I won't use it, but we've had a good summer. And it's because of all the technology that we've employed over the last several years to help make our citizens feel safe and know that they can walk down any street in any neighborhood and feel that way. And being realistic, just like any city, we have our challenges. And the people in this room that are residents here, that are commissioners here, we understand that, and we look at everything under a microscope every single day when we're out and about. And we drive around and we see things, we hear from our residents, and when our residents call us, we do take into account what they're saying because there's 25,000 residents here. There's 5 commissioners. So if we can get your input and your help in keeping our city maintained, and with all the technology that we have to monitor crime with the Ring cameras and the other ADT and all the other devices that we have. This is a great community to live in. And we live between two big cities, Chicago and Milwaukee, and I've always been thankful of that because we can get there and enjoy the amenities of those cities, come back to here, and you've got peace, quiet, and tranquility. So thanks to our first responders for the job that they do in helping make our city safe. Thanks for our residents that call us when you see something. We need to hear that so that we can address it properly. The last thing I want to talk about today is September 15th to October 15th is National Hispanic American Heritage Month. And it's important for us to pay tribute to the generations of Hispanic Americans who have positively influenced and enriched our nation and our society. And if you look at the demographics of our city and how it's changed, for some of us have been here for many years, 38% of our population now is of Hispanic American descent. And I think it's important for all of us, wherever we go, wherever we travel, to embrace other cultures, to learn about the cultures, what are important to them, as much as we require them to ask and learn what's important in our country. I've had the good fortune to be able to travel to other countries, and in respect to some of those other countries, I've also tried to learn to speak the languages, sometimes poorly, and I'm in the process of being on Duolingo and learning Spanish 760 straight days. And I thank our Human Resources Director, Lady Asman, who works with me on correcting my very poor Spanish, but it's like anything else in life. Learning to walk and learning to speak English, it just takes time, it takes practice. So those are my comments, that we look at our residents here in town and help them celebrate their culture, which is crucially important. Moving on to item number 11 is announcements. October 1st at 7 p.m. we have a Zion City Council meeting. 7 p.m., same place, same time, same Bat channel for those that used to watch Batman. And October 15th, and the NBA used to say that was the 1st and the 15th, that was payday. Not the NBA anymore, but at 6 o'clock we have a Zion Township Board meeting, and at 7 p.m. another Zion City Council meeting. October is upon us, coming upon us pretty quickly as Halloween. Has anybody picked out their costumes for Halloween yet? We got the Trail of Treats coming up. Anyway, that's it. October 15th, Zion City Council meeting at 7, Zion Township Board meeting at 6. And item number 12, the moment we've all been waiting for, is Commissioner Fryer gives me that smile. I love it. Is there a motion to adjourn? So moved. All right. Motion by Frierson. Second by Holmes. Everyone, thanks for coming out tonight. Be safe.
Call the roll.
And I'm calling the roll before we go.
Commissioner McDowell? Aye. Commissioner Holmes? Aye. Commissioner Fisher?
Aye.
Commissioner Fryerson?
Aye.
Mayor McKinney?
Aye. Now, everybody.